The Utah Jazz were down 19 at one point in this game versus the Milwaukee Bucks, and after a little bit of commotion with Collin Sexton and Beasley after a powerful and one, followed by some showboating, the energy was electric. But when Dame slams it all over your big at the end of the third quarter, and then Giannis used this quick spin move to throw down his back scratcher to start the fourth, when down 14, you probably think the game is over. The Jazz were aggressively sending doubles at Giannis in the first three quarters and rotated whenever the pass was made, but this wasn't working to their favor the exact way they had in mind. Giannis was able to make the right reads within the offense, which resulted in open looks for his guys, and ultimately led to Giannis dishing out a high number of 13 assists. So going into the fourth quarter is when Will Hardy and his coaching staff started to move the chess pieces. When you look at the defensive adjustments, instead of rushing Giannis immediately, the Jazz would just pack the paint while being ready to help. So when Giannis attacks the rim on this possession, Kessler is the switch man on this pick and roll and can make it difficult for Giannis to score at the rim. A couple minutes later, you can see the Jazz just allow a smaller Keontae George to stick Giannis, and right as it seems like he's running away, George tags back up, and since the spacing isn't good and Crowder just delivered the pass from right there, this lets Kessler apply pressure in that paint and forces Giannis into a turnover with the travel. Now there were still some times when they would double Giannis off the rip like they did in the first three quarters, but the Bucks were missing open shots that they needed, which aided the Jazz in making this comeback. Open shots like those are huge to knock down because when the Jazz get back to this game plan of letting their big guys roam around while sticking Clarkson on Giannis, with the Bucks moving with more of a sense of urgency and the Jazz having a lot of size in that paint, it makes the Bucks throw away this whole offensive possession. Trust me, the defense was locked in during this fourth quarter that even on fast breaks, they were able to tag up on the ball handler and close off the lane to the basket, while still getting out to contest this three-point shot that turns into immediate offense for the Jazz, and it's a Keontae George slam. The offensive side of things was where the tiny adjustment helped them out the most and was the reason they were able to constantly pick apart the Bucks in the fourth. At the start of the quarter, Will Hardy starts designing actions for Kessler to be the one setting the screens up high or moving around the outside in general, but why is this? Well, by doing this, it'll pull Giannis out the paint, which takes away the Bucks' best rim protector. So while your eyes are glued in on all this action going up top, if you look towards the left side of your screen, you're going to see Markkanen and Clarkson in a two-man game. So now once AJ Green is fronting Lauri, this gives Olynyk the perfect angle to send this pass to him, and with his size, this help from Pat is non-existent. Pulling Giannis out opens up a lot of options for your offense, as here when George starts pushing downhill, it makes Giannis split the ground between him and Kessler for just enough time, so now the other defenders shift over to help on the roll, and it's a dime to the corner for the money ball. With the Jazz exploiting the Bucks' lack of defensive adjustments in this fourth quarter, anyone who Giannis was guarding could be used to initiate the play or be used in the action up high. So now when Kessler comes out to set the screen on Beasley for Clarkson to run off, Portis wants Beasley to get back so there's no switch, Dame rotates over too late, and with both of their biggest guys on the court above their free throw line, it makes this an easy one inside for Jordan Clarkson. When you have guys like JC, this creates those opportunities for him to attack, as directly off this fast break, Kessler is setting a screen for Markkanen on Giannis, but look where it's at, on the perimeter. So now with Giannis 20 feet away from the rim and the slower footed Bobby Portis on Clarkson, it's a blow by to the rack for the graceful lay-in. Just by putting Giannis in these high pick and rolls, it makes it more difficult for him to get back to the rim to alter shots, but sometimes he's just too good and can still rotate over to stop this dunk down low from Kessler. But hey, basically at this point, the Jazz have the Bucks number and can continue to keep Giannis out the paint so they can operate off these pick and rolls to get easy ones inside without a bother from the defense. You can see the Jazz were drawing up plays to continue attacking the inside, as here Markkanen has positioning on Lillard to go to the rim, so by feeding Olynyk, it gives him the even better angle to deliver the pass, and since Giannis is out the paint, it'll be an easy one for Lauri, so they end up fouling him. Now Doc Rivers' reaction to this was to get Giannis off of Kessler when he could, or have him float around. But now with him having to choose between Kelly Olynyk on the 3 or Kessler rolling to the basket, this short amount of hesitation allows Kessler to get into position, and it's too late to stop the alley-oop connection. With Giannis now guarding guys who aren't directly involved, it allows him to hover more, but the thing is, guys feel more confident attacking the rim when he's not down there, so when the initial look to Kelly isn't open, Clarkson can push downhill confidently to collapse the defense, and with 4 white jerseys in the paint and Lauri Markkanen on the perimeter, it's straight cash. So this move of taking Giannis out those pick and roll actions didn't really affect much, because even when he's being used as a floater, Kessler was still able to sneak back door for that robbery inside. The lack of adjustments in this fourth quarter let the Jazz get in rhythm while taking the Bucks totally out of theirs. Whether it was taking it inside, knocking down threes, or just out hustling, the Jazz showcased that they wanted it more than the Bucks, and with their ability to draw up a scheme that the Bucks couldn't stop, it made the road to their win that much easier. The Jazz exposed yet another flaw in the Bucks defense that other teams can use to take them down, and they executed it to a T, making that adjustment in just 1 quarter. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like before heading out. I thank you all for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.